What's the hurry? Cool it! Freeze! Cool it! This moment will be frozen in time. Freeze! Dodge this! Cool it! Don't get frostbite! Freeze! Cool it! This moment will be frozen in time. Dodge this! Cool it! Freeze! Don't get frostbite! Cool it! Dodge this! Cool it! This moment will be frozen in time. Dodge this! Freeze! Dodge this! Oh, so sorry. What's the... Cool it! Freeze! This moment will be frozen in time. Cool it! Freeze! Dodge this! Oh, so sorry. What's the hurry?
No escape! I swear, it's for medical research!
Freeze! This moment will be frozen in time. Ah!
Let it rain.
Dodge this! Don't get frostbite! Cool it! Dodge this! Cool it!
There you are, eavesdropper.
Windblade.
Let me amuse myself a little.
Be gone.
Look at me. Just once more.
No one escapes my sights.
Dodge this! This moment will be frozen in time. Cool it! Dodge this! What's the...
He might feel a little pinch.
Freeze! Oh, so sorry. Cool it!
No escape.
Dodge this! Ah!
A reward on the road.
There you are, eavesdropper. Let me amuse myself a little.
Freeze! This moment will be frozen in time. Dodge
Over
this!
here!
Freeze!
Let it rain.
Cool it!
The more, the merrier.
Windblade.
Over here! Look at me. Just once more.
Oh, so sorry. Dodge this! Freeze! Dodge this! Don't push your luck. Freeze! Free!
Hey, get him! I'll race you there! I swear, it's for medical research! Let it rain! Another target tracked down by...
Want a taste of my hammer?
Windblade!
I got careless. I got careless.
Prepare to be blown away!
Have a little taste. Try. That jazz cross. Cool it. Don't get frostbite. What's the...
No one escapes my sight!
Should place my hammer. That...
Be gone!
Cool it! Quite the find.
Since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then. Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh? What's up? Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? All right, let's convince him to calm down a little. Huh. No escape.
Free!
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all? Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking. No, wait! Even when you've got the right person...
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he put... That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha. Hey! Don't be mean! I'm unsmart. Anyway, just to be on the safe side. Oh? What kind of hunch? A special connection? You mean... beyond already know... yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans. All of them. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just...
Oh, so you...
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the... Is it really as big a deal as everyone... Really? Wow. When you put it like that, he was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryo Commission. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable. Thank you! Guess we'll go...
All right then. I'll just stay...
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, we invited Mr. Kaedahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the... Regarding the history of the Kaedahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaedahara, but there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui, attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaedahara clan. Considering Mr. Kaedahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievement, in the interest of preventing further harassment of the bladesmith clans by the...
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further. With the Kaedahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaedaharas will be bladesmiths. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately... Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedahara. And the art of...
I sense some hesitation. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the
Malicious rumors?
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the...
What? But that doesn't make sense.
That is correct. However, to some people...
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with, but perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give.
In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Yikes! We nearly forgot.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me? No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so over time these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat form. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the
All the more reason to watch your back!
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately.
Thank you. I must say, I am now very curious about this matter. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say. We'd like to ask you, do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him?
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaedahara.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault.
Oh? You were targeted in an Mr. Kaedahara is currently the talk of the town. To be honest with you, our detective agency has... Some of them were offering us millions of mora just...
Millions?
Please, accept my thanks for looking...
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate... Sorry, but I wouldn't know where to begin if we...
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attack? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which...
Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already...
I still find it difficult to believe that few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you... I am well aware of your talents. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically in for the poor victim.
Don't worry, we'll find...
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to.
You flatter me.
You are much too humble. Oh, actually, let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai...
Amenoma?
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smith. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also...
Understood. Though it seems highly unlikely to me.
Sure! Can't hurt! We never...
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries.
Sounds good. All the best.
Okay. Unrelenting patience and willpower to move
How
mountains.
can I improve my culinary skills? Can I improve my culinary skills?
Unrelenting patience and the willpower to move mountains.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma. Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the 5 most acclaimed bladesmithing. The techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty Shogun. And unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade.
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, as an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only as for the art of the Kaedehara.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony for only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and...
Indeed. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade.
You overestimate me. My actions are... But let's get back on topic. We hope to assist with the investigation.
Ah, yes. My nephew. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying.
We heard that there was a collector involved.
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato. Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it.
Do you have any thoughts on what...
If I had to guess, it must have been... He's never been particularly interested in blade forging. He is extraordinarily talented.
Truth be told, we have some information that, based on the evidence we have gathered so far...
What? No, he is humble and kind.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can but... With that said, I also cannot know what course of action he might be... Anyway, should you find...
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think you...
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when... Let's pay a visit to the...
Naganohara's fireworks are the best in Inazuma.
How can I improve my culinary skills?
Okay. Unrelenting patience and the willpower to move mountains.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot My husband has gone missing and...
No, you misunderstand us. We are here...
I see. I thought the debt collector... I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family?
For example...
That's a long story. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, everything was fine when we first got married.
Uh-oh! What happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. I'm happy he has a hobby, and on the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said,
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, you must understand, I never would have dreamed of... After I said those words, he froze. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our fam? Had I not indulged his bad habits? And I also don't know if he had actually come to... The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire.
I see. Amenoma Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument, but my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so...
Maybe he...
I don't know. He just disappeared after the Perhaps he's too afraid to come home. Now... Even though I'm still a little mad at him, as long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf...
Please don't get upset. There could, if collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, but the information we gathered from the other side suggests,
A little confusing.
Let's try a change of scenery. Rest assured, we'll notify...
Thank you so...
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation... Do you have any thoughts?
Well? Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
An interesting explanation. Amenoma Yuya is an expert on swords. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known... They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou... But it's a far-fetched theory. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, the more I ponder it, the more puzzled. Right. Although the time frame, Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one...
Let's keep going. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato...
Okay.
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that, as sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use.
Now I'm picking up a strong...
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now. But it felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. Indeed. But we should remain vigilant.
So it's an underground...
The force is definitely coming from... The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this. Judging from the concentration, I would have to...
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used...
It could well be that he was already under the influence, from what I've been told. But most will develop a stubborn streak upon... Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of
So what should we do now?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look in. If we don't open this door, we can move You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater...
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direct... Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, Let's go. Quiet your mind and focus. From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look. This moment will be frozen in time. Dodge this! Don't push your luck! It's, by the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of, well, According to this letter, a conflict or Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight.
So,
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy... Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point. Yes, right now, if Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately...
right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, for a practitioner of the martial arts, all the clues that at first seemed I have a hypothesis that if it's...
Wait! You figured it out?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. On with the search. We must stay
Why here? Is there any...
I'm not sure, but on... Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So what's your problem, huh?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Amenoma Yuya that's... But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is... Whoa! Surely...
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years. Or rather, as a means to occupy Amenoma Yuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, as a descendant of the Kaedehara clan.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Go-
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. He was a bladesmith of great renown. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but in her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect...
So...
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one. But after the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the... I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power.
So tell me, what happens to those you've possessed?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but too... When they got tired, or injured, or unusable...
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagata. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden... Now, give...
Into the wind!
Me! Join me and sever that divine light!
That hurts!
Rewrite history!
Win!
Do not stand in my way.
Your bluff's fooling no one!
Lost. I can never lose, even if you defeat me here. Though he is but a puppet that can be ripped. The end result is the same! And even if I were to lose my physical form, by any means necessary...
Your fighting style. It isn't, but from your movements, I sense only...
Really? You can tell...
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, if you ask me, the mania is
Are you trying to claim that I am help? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art's secrets. In that regard, why would I...
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. Now that I've seen inside your mind... After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak.
Oh, that's right.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell... Well, that brings me to my second point. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever... I think you realized your limitations long ago. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition...
What would you know about any of this? I'm just...
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of... Even if you were to sever that divine light. Is this true? Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art?
Silence! I must achieve my goal. I will concede that you are most
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not... It is pointless to argue for...
How stubbornly you stick to... I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the all...
What? Surely...
Very well. Then find yourself once we have dealt with them.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose...
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. The cursed blade's strength is currently very weak. The power of the Tatarigami lies in...
What?
Even if things take a turn for the worse, we have a chance here to save an innocent victim.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. Now...
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but it's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, if a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of if he wants to avoid reality.
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base.
All right.
What about Amenoma Yuya?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently.
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
It's my lucky day!
The wind knows me.
Finally, Through the ferry, it's my lucky day!
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call.
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think...
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Let's keep going.
It's my lucky day!
The wind knows me.
Through the ferry! Finally, let's get down to business. Going somewhere? My blade!
One with nature.
Ferry!
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. He cannot hold out much longer.
But what would that do to...
I will be careful with it. He's still trying to achieve. It's fine.
I'm ready!
Are you okay? It looked like you were really...
Yes.
The shine's grown a bit dimmer again.
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai, and maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when it barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I finally figured out why it was that you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. The only one who truly understood you.
Huh? What's that?
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from? Yup, we can help this time.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
Time to go.
One with nature.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. No one knew anything of my story. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter too much time has passed. Yours is the blade that took on...
Actually, this is just a generic blade that Forging and maintenance are both important. This blade has traveled the land with me from skill, blade, determination. There is something else I must tell you. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient. Though you tried to cooperate with me while
I sensed it, but...
I resisted its temptations because I feel a great sense of regret for the moment you embarked on this journey. You have known this for a long time.
He gave me everything. How could I possibly... I said to him...
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to call... When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
I look back at the past, I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes, but darkness and slaughter numb the mind. Not only did I fail to fulfill his...
You are finally seeing reality.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, but I still cannot bring myself to... So, may I ask...
Hey! Now you're adding your...
It has to be done in this order, my physical form as well as the knowledge I possess.
His attitude has... What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. Alas, nor have I ever... My fights were devoid of you.
Oh?
I will release Amenoma Yuya, and you must have plenty of reason.
Understood. Then...
I see. He used my body. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, if a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch...
Thanks for your help. Who knows?
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. In any case, for a final duel...
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Still, even if he's way past... Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right, successor of Ishin art.
Successor of Amenoma art.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Into the wind. That hurts! Wind Strider!
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, his sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away.
You also fought well. There are a few things that I shall leave him to...
I must apologize to you for all...
You need not seek my forgiveness. No, it is too late for all...
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but I beseech you.
Yes, I too trust...
Thank you, successor of...
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want?
I'm not sure, but...
I am sorry to have troubled you.
A prized Ishin blade. Considering, but I have some good news as well. Ryuji from...
Really?
Yes. Badly wounded, and now that Yuya is back...
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way!
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. I have decided to let him do it.
But... he...
Thank you I will... Okay. I am ready. Let us begin.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after...
Kagotsurube Ishin. It seems like deep down he'd disapprove only in the final moments.
Seems like he really...
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Your quest to face the gods, after everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits...
Oh, Kazuha...
I will continue to support you from this point on.
Wait! Shouldn't we also...
Oh, you're right. And it's also time to give him a response.
You've returned. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse.
Wow, you sure
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long... by means of a series of fortuitous events. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey.
I see.
The Kaedehara clan has always been a family of bladesmith. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find...
You misunderstand.
I am aware, but I still desire...
Very well, I can understand. However, if you should ever change your mind...
Great.
Where will you travel to?
I'll probably... As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
You must have a whole bunch of questions after our last conversation with Nahida. Like, about these descenders. So, does that just mean people like you who come traveling to Tevat from someplace else? And as for your brother... whew, so many questions. Let's go find Nahida and see what else we can find out.
Come on, serious suggestions, please.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you?
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I want to write my essay on something interesting.
Yes, you came to me. So all the more...
Did one of them just mention Tatara Suna? Is it just Paimon or is it kinda unusual for some... Great! Let's go find out what this...
All right, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. If only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing she'd know about.
Oh, you're the traveler.
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe it?
No, of course I believe you. This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion.
Oh, Sawada, for the love of... traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal, and...
Actually, we don't know much about that place either.
I see. My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge.
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my
hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a...
Well, fair point. In that case, please...
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatara Suna, but in the end, he threw it into a fire to... Apart from the swordmaker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the record...
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground.
So first this strange person goes missing.
Yes, my thoughts exactly.
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it just so happens that a friend of mine works at the government record. Even back then, Tatara Suna was already at the...
Wait, so there are two
That's right! What's more...
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah,
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall.
The Kaidahara clan?
Sawada, you left out the big...
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget?
Get to the point, for Pete...
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher...
A puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks...
No, Paimon...
I agree. It does.
Oh, and please read my essay draft as well. Sawada was encouraging me to follow... Oh, how about...
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up?
Akaba, look. Besides, if there really was a...
good point. Okay.
We have some other stuff to do, so...
All right, thank you.
Hey, so... That thing they were talking about... Okay, then... Even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them. After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as there... Ah! Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... the Balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see. Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida! Bad news. We just saw the Balladeer. Did he escape or... Ah! It's him!
Sure enough. You're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down? But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to... As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the Balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you, considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position. Plus, he's a former Harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond. Wait a second. Former? You mean he's not a Harbinger anymore? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the Harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be. Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously! Nahida, don't listen to him!
Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
All right, then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch.
Nahida, are you serious about this?
Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit. Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that?
Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take too long, even for me. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information, and should be able to find it more quickly.
Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him! He's treated us as enemies every time we've run into him!
I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it. It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it.
Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help?
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. Seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned. Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside. Great. Thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
Wow. It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through. I know there are many grievances between you on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as any—
Fine. Let's call it truce.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front.
You sure are confident, Paimon.
If there are no further objections, or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. Wow. So this is the inside of Irminsul. Ooh.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he's...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close.
Hey, so... say we did go...
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face. Anything's possible in here.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge tree!
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents.
The Balladeer's actually doing what Nahida tells him.
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all,
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk? Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
That's part of it.
Paimon's never tried this before. So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction?
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers. Well done. Smart and attentive as always. So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet,
Speaking of puppets, we ran into 2 people at the Academia today talking about an essay.
If you mean the mysterious events...
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatara Suna's history is still unexplained.
Oh? How interesting.
So the Gase got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing.
Must be a riveting conversation you 3 are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not. Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So...
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world.
Wait! How did you know about that?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not Huh? Wait.
This light. It looks similar to the...
Anonymous data.
Hey! Don't you forget the agreement!
Shh! Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna's furnace, after all.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so?
It's...
Whoa!
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality. Under your leadership, Tatara Suna is a warm, welcoming place. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated the forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material, has since flourished. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the 2 of you never would have joined forces. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. Even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working right here.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was...
So you say, Escher.
My good sir.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. Because I didn't... What have we gained from adopting your new technology? And recently, as you well know, none of the people who went out to get help have come back. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing.
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Toruchi.
You're well informed on the...
Why, Mr. Niwa?
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility.
Judging from the look in your eyes...
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have...
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, and yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatara Suna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
If you...
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this.
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
The Fatui?
Just to create a...
That's it. That's what...
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when my device functions precisely as you say. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. Make no mistake, even without you.
He has nothing to...
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? Mr. Niwa? Already dead. What a pity. Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade.
Hey, are you alright?
Dottore. Dottore! Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from... But why did we...
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind.
Maybe so. But it means...
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. You know very well what that means.
Let's give him some space. He looks really...
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
I'm still confused about the Tatarasuna incident.
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as the mechanic from Fontaine. And that it was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, after the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the Balladeer. Then, the load was far beyond what he expected, but the Balladeer survived. The mechanic answered. Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The Balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through he thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival.
Holy moly! So the doctor killed an innocent man?
Yes. Only if he understands this.
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him!
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, it won't.
Hey, aren't you investigating this?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset.
Huh?
The reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was his first destination when he arrived in this world. Plus, he only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes.
Does this info count towards my mission? It was
very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me. Give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past? Done.
Huh? What the?
Nothing. I was just... So long. I suggest you get yourself...
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone,
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Oh no, he's really gone!
Oh, can you hear me?
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what?
It was the Balladeer's fault!
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated?
Where the heck did he go?
Don't be. It's not your fault. We're running out of time. Follow my lead.
We're out! And we're at...
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you. I'm sorry, but this is...
An emergency?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct...
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big... He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible! Right! You can't just rewrite history. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if... So... Paimon... Huh? Ah! Sorry. Paimon accidentally... But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable! Is that really possible in Ermin? Uh-oh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on... Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But... So... How about... Alright. Paimon will start. Andrean chili chicken! Oh! Also, a... Hmm? What do we... Paimon was, talking? Huh. Is that a food too? What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something... So, the Balladeer. Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay?
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't the once renowned Raiden Gokuden. The art of forging practiced by these five most of the great swordsmith clans of old. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma. If my memory serves me right.
Oh, yeah, we were! We learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden
That, in fact, this was not made known. He told me that, as we are both there is no harm in telling you, the Raiden Gokuden were the target.
Vengeful?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction and Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day. Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa, the smith's death, though heroic, in his heart, the whole of Inazuma powerless and destitute, alas. If only the finally, he made a drastic in his fury. He murdered indiscriminately. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, that is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin arts are...
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. On to the next step. We're here!
Traveler! It's been a while. If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss...
Are they out on...
The Commissioner is out on business. And
What do you think? Shall we go in?
if it were anyone else...
We'll be heading in then.
Hello, dears. Of course. What would you like to know? Oh, they're both very well indeed. As for the commissioner himself...
So pretty much business as usual.
Very much.
Well, got any more questions?
You're very welcome. Miss Kamisato talks about, I must say, many things.
All right, goodbye for now. We're great. Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see ourselves.
All right, then.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep, everything's taken.
Very well. Safe.
Do I have company?
What kind of person comes to a place like this and just...
Hey, I wasn't spacing out.
Sure you were. Your eyes were glazed.
Why are you making fun of me?
Oh, he said to Tarasuna.
Oh, is there something you want to know about? My name's Xavier. Certainly do. If there's anything you want to know, just like the back of my hand. Not only that, but I've met people in Ina. Oh, well, I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forged.
A couple?
One was just in the last few years. They say he was a mechanic who...
Hey, weren't you gonna ask that?
Oh, I didn't realize you...
Me neither.
What brought this on? Did you... Sure, go ahead. A kabuki mona? I do know the word. Ina's, but sadly, I've never had the pleasure. No... Of course! Don't...
Oh, we're leaving?
Oh, you're most welcome. Farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for. Sure, but keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter, come on. You gotta keep it together. All right, let's head off and...
Hey, it's them!
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Indeed we are.
We have time. What?
It's the same topic we discussed last...
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh?
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. Huh?
I presume you'll want to read my...
Well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler, remember how last time Akaba...
What did you find out?
It's a long story.
Wow, so many new details.
Well, well. So it all... Ugh. So there's no...
This new information
Yes, okay, point...
And they're back at it.
Oh, so sorry.
You're welcome.
Keep us in the loop if you...
Will do. Nahida, we're here!
Traveler, Paimon.
Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole...
The Balladeer? You look troubled. Traveler?
Hey, what's wrong?
That's cool. So, this puppet known as the...
But how...
As the Traveler said, he very nevertheless.
So, you believe this person really existed?
Yes. Theoretically speaking, the Traveler comes from a world beyond to that. So if there's anyone in the world capable...
Paimon's having a hard time
I can only make inferences based... Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died. Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, he couldn't keep hating humans after that. The story makes sense. The Balladeer tried to achieve God. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded.
Yeah, it does make it just feel so hopeless.
Please wait a moment. Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything she has told.
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. You should take a look.
Is this a fairy tale?
I authored this
Huh?
When combined with the Traveler's narrative...
Hold on. So this
Yes. Changing the information but Irminsul can't change information that was...
That's incredible!
And sending the Traveler to Irminsul with this story is abstract enough that it still rests. But if we connect all the different pieces together... There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who... The kitten too wished to become a fox, but it's... Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit up. A gray fox stood up, and the monster smiled, led the fox... The monster gave a heart of water to the kitten, telling him... The fire was extinguished, but the two promised they would spend their whole lives together. But the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. Never again would it cherish a single creature. How it wished to swallow the moon, and... I will become the new moon, the answer to everything.
We solved it!
I remember now. This is to become a god. He was experimented on. This memory was extracted from him by creating a deity was just... I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams.
It's hard to believe that this person... Paimon has no memory of him at all.
The Balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders. Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ring.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy.
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds, and that is what you have been doing.
Yeah, Nihita's right.
Good idea.
You got it! Come on, Traveler! Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar! That'll be sure to lift our spirits! It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up. What should we eat first? Hey, are you gonna answer or what? Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. What is it? Have you why'd you jump up all of a sudden?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
Hey! Hey, wait!
You mean me?
No, not you. That kid! Didn't you see? Look, if you're gonna help out here...
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city.
Who's that guy? You know him or something? He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy...
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything.
You're welcome, I guess.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more.
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. You don't want money. You don't take days off.
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed.
Hey, what do we do now? Okay, stay out of sight.
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the Balladeer? Oh, alright.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them. Huh? You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
He spotted us!
You've been following me all the way from the city. No, we haven't met. I have no recollection.
Are you
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
a puppet?
Huh?
You were right! The look of—
I guess you do know me after all. Look, I'm just a wanderer. Okay, but please...
Are you really working for that guy?
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm.
That's oddly—
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you.
Then let's return to the city!
Here you go, boss.
Oh, you really went and picked some more.
Something's come up, and they need to borrow...
I was just about to pay you anyway.
What?
I get it, okay? But look, it was pouring down. Imagine you and me for a second. But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly.
But I don't... No. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye.
Don't mention it, kiddo.
Thank you. All right, done.
What's wrong? Huh?
Hello. I do
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to...
You say that you are trekking across Teyvat to train yourself.
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a... But these two claim that they know me.
I wouldn't call it the past. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often.
Oh, like a past?
Yes. Something far more distant.
Okay. I have to ask. Oh, okay. You want to tell me, but you can't bring your... If it's that difficult to talk about, but I'll be able to handle it.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous... You nearly died because of what other people did. And many died because of you. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even... Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed.
In terms of the outcome alone.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific...
That is the nature of truth.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't...
We're not trying to hurt your...
If we were enemies, why are you...
This is so frustrating! He's got so much to answer for, but...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of...
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves.
Please, I want to see them for myself.
Even though it will cause your present self great...
I'm just a puppet. With no heart.
Very well.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him?
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face...
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my...
Oh, good point.
Understood.
Thank you.
This looks like Inazuma.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using... These memories will show you the raw truth.
Sounds like an immersive experience.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't just...
We never give up halfway.
All right.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon played...
Is that because this is...
You could say that.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. No, there's no way. Look at this There's someone passed out on the ground.
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? Not a scratch.
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichio's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa.
And the rest is history.
In the original version of events...
Let me get you out of here.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor, disguised as a mechanic. As the second in command at Tatarasuna, but Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabuki Mono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
This is where you were born?
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but...
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords. He kept coughing all the time.
But you can't.
Yup. We're family now.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, after his mother died, after leaving Tatarasuna, the Balladeer ran into the...
What happened to the child?
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The Balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa, and...
The voices have gone.
Let's keep going.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that can be wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
The long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Freeze! This is bad.
Don't be nervous. Just relax.
I guess this is it. Dodge this! This moment will be frozen in time. That seemed to work. Free! Cool it! Use this first.
Windblade.
Dodge this! That seemed to work.
No! Floaty floaty!
Use this.
No escape!
That seemed to work. Cool it! Dodge this! Don't get frostbite. Freeze! This is trouble. Finally, so quiet. Come at me.
No excuse for slacking. Time to fulfill my duty. Isn't trying to break you. Not breaking a sweat.
Ow! Let's blow bubbles!
No slacking.
Dodge this! I see through you! Don't be a killjoy! We've only just begun. Cool it! You can't run! Well, neither can I. Freeze!
He might feel a little prick.
Don't be a killjoy! We've only just begun.
No one escapes my sight.
You can't run! Dodge this! should be freeze! Don't get frostbite. Dodge this! Freeze! Cool it!
Not breaking a sweat!
Get him! No escape!
Oh, so sorry. Dodge this! Freeze! Cool it! This moment will be frozen in time. Dodge this!
This is...
This place is dark.
I'm in the original version of events.
Such a creepy atmosphere. Hey, look over there!
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me?
Huh. What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more...
What a sharp Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true
Save your breath.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear-
Surely you're not worried about-
I just can't have you getting in my way.
I'm merely lighting a little Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still- Look at you. By then, see you at the victory feast.
Poor little tongue? Forget it.
The plot does not end here.
Yes.
Why are you staring at me in silence?